XYBOTS. I love the packaging for this game and the full-size poster that it comes with, which contains the instructions. You've probably noticed that on the wall behind us in some of the classic Game Room joint reviews. This is the 1991 release of XYBOTS for the Atari Lynx handheld game console. The Atari Lynx, which gives the Game Gear a run for its money when devouring AA batteries. Both full-color backlit game systems that use 6 AA batteries, neither of which are efficient. There we go. XYBOTS is kind of tricky to play if you're used to modern first-person shooters because it's kind of like a first-person shooter, but a very rudimentary one. Released years before the genre became popular with games like Doom and Castle Wolfenstein. You move around with the D-pad and then holding down one of the buttons and moving the D-pad will turn. So it's pretty old school, and in many ways XYBOTS sounds cooler than it actually is, but it's extremely impressive considering when it was released. While I've never seen the arcade machine, I have this game for PSP and also PlayStation 2 in the Midway Arcade Treasures 2 disc. So, how does the Atari Lynx version compare? Well, the Lynx is known for having a nice library of arcade games. And while XYBOTS is a bit slow and jerky, so is the PlayStation 2 version. It's an old game, but one that would have been amazing on an early 1990s handheld, in full color, something the Game Boy was not doing at that time. After navigating the endless hallways and shooting XYBOTS, while scoring points, you are transported to the store where you can stock up on some supplies before making your way into the next level. XYBOTS is known for its 2-player gameplay, and while the Lynx will not do split screen, you can play 2 players using the Lynx. I don't have one of those. This is actually the first Lynx game being reviewed on Classic Game Room. The second one is Kung Food, and I would recommend XYBOTS over that one, that's for sure. I can't say that I really dig the music in this game, but I'll use a key and go down this hallway. Using one of the many buttons on the Lynx, you can pull up the map, and XYBOTS is okay. I can't say it's really one of my favorite old-school arcade games, but it's a nice game to demonstrate the power of the Lynx, which I think runs this quite well. The Atari Lynx, as you can see, is a massive handheld game console, roughly the same size as the Game Gear. It's much heavier, and it's extremely comfortable to play games on. And one thing I will give it credit for is its screen quality. This is 2 decades old, probably more, and has withstood the test of time better than most of the Sega Game Gears that I've seen. But I think both of those handhelds are comparable, and they were both competing heavily against the Nintendo Game Boy back in the day. I like the design of the Lynx game carts or cards or cartridges or whatever they're called. It's pretty cool. The classic Game Room Lynx and several of the games were sent to the show by our friend Mohammed in Qatar, so another huge thank you. Hooking the show up with the Wonder Swan and the Lynx, 2 animals that were both named after video game consoles. And seriously, put yourself back in 91 or 92 and imagine this on a handheld, in blazing color. Remarkable, even if your ears may not survive the journey. You can get better versions of XYBOTS these days. Look for the PlayStation 2 version. But hey, if you have to choose between this game and Kung Food, you go XYBOTS.